Remember when I sent you out 2 by 2?
How could we forget?
I told you to take no money bag or knapsack or sandals. And did you lack anything?
Nothing.
Nothing. But it was far easier then. You were serving your own people. And they wanted you there. They welcomed your message. Our ministry was growing and there was little resistance. From now on, it will be different. You will be going into a hostile world. The nation has rejected me, and now they will reject you. Because you are not of the world. Because I chose you out of the world. The world now hates you. If you have a money bag, bring it. Likewise, a knapsack. And if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one.
Master. We do have 2 swords. Certainly, it's not enough to defend 12 men against violent attacks.
11.
It is enough.
We set up.
You will all fall away because of me tonight. What?
No, we won't.
As Zechariah said, I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. But after I am raised up, I will go before you to Galilee.
Even if they all fall away from you, I will never fall away.
Simon. Simon, behold.
Simon?
Satan demanded to have all of you, that he might sift you like wheat. But I have prayed for you specifically, that your faith may not fail. And when you have returned, strengthen your brothers.
I don't know what you're talking about. Satan want to sift us and all that. But I swear to you on my Ima's grave, I'm ready to go with you, both to prison and to death.
Peter, I am giving you all these warnings about what's coming tonight and moving forward. So that when it all happens, you know it was part of God's plan and that I am who I say I am. And I'm telling you, even you, the rooster will not crow this day until you deny 3 times that you even know me.
No. Even if I must die with you, I will not deny you.
No Lord but God to the death.
I would die with you too. I would die for you. I would die for you. I would die for you.
We would all die for you, Master.
Greater love has no one than this. That someone lay down his life for his friends.
And that's what we'll have to do.
That's what I will do. Lord, who is it? Is it Thomas? What you are going to do, do it quickly.
think about this. Judas didn't have to betray Jesus. But he did. And ran away. Peter came back. And now he's what? Now he's Saint Peter. After his denial of Jesus in this critical moment of Christ's life, he came back. And he let God's mercy win his heart. He let God's mercy not only forgive him, but restore him. Go back to John's gospel, the end of John's gospel. What is, you're on the shore of the Sea of Galilee. Peter swims to the shore. There's Jesus. He's making some breakfast with fish. And he asks the question, Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these? Yes, Lord, you know I love you. Ask him 3 times. And what does he do? He says, feed my lambs, tend my sheep, feed my lambs. What does he do? He's restoring Peter to that role of chief shepherd. He is Saint Peter. He gets his job as Pope back. The tragedy is there's no Saint Judas. Maybe the most tragic reality of the Gospels is there's no Saint Judas. I mean, obviously the death of God is tragic, but he used that death to restore us. The betrayal of Judas is tragic because there's no restoration. There's no restoration, and there could have been. It doesn't really matter what Judas's motivation was. He betrayed his friend. He betrayed his God, our Lord. The thing I think all of us can walk away with and learn from is that could be me. I can betray God. I can betray my friend. I can betray my Lord. And I might not come back. I might not let him forgive me. I might not let him save me. I might not let him restore me when that's all he wants to do. That's all he wants to do. So if you are someone who believes that you're too far gone, if you're someone who believes that, no, I've done the worst thing, listen, that's betraying Jesus, handing him over for money. The death of God, it's a pretty big thing. Jesus would have forgiven Judas if he had given him a chance. You are not too far gone. The difference between Judas and Saint Peter isn't that one failed and one didn't fail. It's that one failed and chose to remain lost, and the other failed and chose to let Jesus find him.
All 3, prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, work together. They create space. Space for God to speak. Space for reflection. Space for love to take root again. Lent is for those who are tired, for those who are distracted, for those carrying regret, for those who keep trying and feel like they keep falling short. If you've failed at Lent before, you are exactly who Lent is for. It doesn't require perfection. Instead, it invites participation. It's not a self-improvement program, one designed to help you fix yourself. It is about honesty. Because, remember, God is not keeping score. That is not his way. He is not waiting for you to succeed before he loves you. He is inviting you back again and again. The word repent simply means to turn back. Lent is a season of return. Return to God. Return to prayer. Return to truth. Return to the parts of your faith you may have neglected, forgotten, or been afraid to face.
But I realize that when I want to give thanks, I want to give thanks when I get what I want, right? That kind of makes sense. You get what you want and give thanks. I want to give thanks when I'm not worried anymore. I want to give thanks when I'm not stressed out anymore. I want to give thanks when I'm done, right? When the work is finished, the task is finished. I want to give thanks after the end. I want to give thanks when things are all better. When I'm healed, I want to give thanks that when I'm answered. I want to give thanks that when I'm rested. I want to give thanks when I'm calm. I want to give thanks when things are complete. I want to give thanks when I'm there. Question, when does Jesus give thanks? Jesus gives thanks in the midst of, he gives thanks in the middle of the worst moment of his entire life. Jesus gives thanks as he enters into the worst pain of his life. Jesus gives thanks as he enters into the worst suffering. Jesus gives thanks on the night he was betrayed, in the midst of betrayal, in the midst of denial, in the midst of being abandoned. And in some ways, you realize that the depths of Jesus' passion haven't even started yet. Basically, he has everything left to do. And here, in this place, Jesus gives thanks. And this is the truth. This is the crucial part of the way. Not there, but here. The crucial part of the way is not when we're done. The crucial part of the way is on the way.
Are they motivated or are they dedicated? Are they motivated or are they disciplined? Because if our practices and our fidelity to them is limited to when we're motivated, by this time in the journey, we're probably struggling quite a bit. But again, this is something that we can really focus on during Lent, but is also part of how we're probably going about our whole life, right? If you're anything like me, and I bet in this regard you are, like a week or two before Lent, I'm putting together my Lenten practices, right? And I'm building up to like even Holy Week. Like I'm gonna fast here, and Holy Week I'm gonna be eating nothing but bread and drinking water. And it's like, and I'm gonna be praying, and I'm gonna be waking up at 4:30 in the morning, and I'm gonna do vigils, and I'm gonna do all this sort of stuff, right? Because at the time, before the journeys actually began, I am filled with motivation. And motivated me, who hasn't actually had to do anything, my goodness, what a life I'm able to live. You know what I mean? I am one holy, disciplined, faithful, generous dude. But once the journey gets going and I get a little bit less motivated, that whole thing can crumble pretty darn quickly, right? So, and if I'm limited, and if you're limited, and in all of our different kind of commitments, right? It's just getting like hyped up when we're motivated, we're not destined for success, right? And so I'm saying, are you like motivated or dedicated? Because it kind of like sounds better, but I really think like discipline is a better one, right? Because the question about whether or not in our different commitments, whether or not if it's in Lent or if our resolves to leave behind sin to go deeper with the Lord, if we're making these kind of in this isolated box where we can just like get all fired up and motivated, right? That doesn't mean very much, to be honest. All of us, in sort of the comfort of our own room and space, can put together a pretty sweet plan of life. What's going to decide our fidelity, what's going to decide our follow through, is whether or not you and I can be disciplined. And disciplined and dedicated, right? It revolves really a capacity to be faithful and to be true and to keep our resolve and our resiliency when it doesn't feel good. Like what's going to separate one from the other, the sheep from the goats, if you will, the saint from the not saint, is when motivation's gone. When motivation is gone, do we still say yes? When the motivation is gone, are we still faithful? When sort of the appeal and sort of the fun and the novelty and the romance of a relationship, or of a practice, or of a prayer, or of some sort of sacrifice. Like when it's not sweet anymore and we're not motivated to keep doing it, what are we going to choose? What are we going to choose? Are we going to choose fidelity? Are we going to choose discipline? Are we going to choose that little death, which ultimately bears fruit? Or are we going to kind of settle for mediocrity? Mediocrity at best, to be honest. And so, my friends, I think I bring this up at this point because I do hope that at this point in the Lenten journey, almost certainly the motivation's gone. Almost certainly whatever your practices aren't really fun anymore. They feel like a little bit of a chore. Maybe it's a group. It's like, okay, I don't really want to go and make that extra holy hour evermore. I kind of want to my inertia is to stay on the couch. Hey, like let's just do a little gut check. Let's fire ourselves up a little bit. Like, are you going to be disciplined? Right? Because without discipline, there's no discipleship. Are you going to be disciplined? Are you going to keep your discipline? Are you going to keep your resolve? Are you going to do the hard things to be faithful to the Lord? I think you got it in you. I think you got it in you. I'm doing a little gut check myself. I think it's the right thing to do at this time of the season of Lent. And again, like by being faithful here in Lent, that fidelity and that choice to be disciplined when the motivation's gone, that's going to carry over in our dedication, in our commitment, and our fidelity in the Easter season, ordinary time, and on. You got this. Pray for me. I'm praying for you. Remember, we are pilgrims on this earth. Somos peregrinos. Poco a poco, little by little. Vamos a llegar. But we're going to make it little by little.